Hello, Leo. Great to have you here. My name is Shona. Today's reading is a general love forecast. As always, take the messages that resonate and release anything that doesn't. Don't forget to like, and subscribe to stay connected with upcoming readings. Let's see what's headed your way, Leo.
So I'm doing the Celtic cross spread here, and I feel that it's the most appropriate spread regarding love and romance, because we're only dealing with one aspect of your life. So I think this is just a nice time to bust this out. All right, so let's get started. For the root of the matter, or this is basically the crowning energy or the surrounding situation about your love and romance sector, I do have the Three of Pentacles, and this is showing up in the reverse position. So this is a situation in which you have to build the foundation for your love life. For those of you who are in a committed relationship, this is all about building the foundation, the stable foundation, in order for the relationship to progress to the next level. It's also about, having the stable base from which you can establish a long-term relationship. It's showing up in the reverse position, and, with the three people there, it's indicative of too many inputs, too many people meddling in your love life. People from both sides, from your side and from your partner's side. It's also a situation in which, if for those who are single, you're not actively, you're not interested in anything long term at this point. Therefore, you're dating around, and you're just trying to do like date casually, which is fine. Just make sure the other party knows that as well. So the advice, what is crossing you in this situation is the King of Pentacles. And with this energy, it's indicative of somebody who is very driven, who's very career oriented, and they might not have time to fully invest in this situation, in building, that partnership, and in building love and romance, and basically pursuing anything long-term in the romance department. So for those coupled and single, I think at this point you are building your career rather than your love relationships, okay? In the past position, we have the Ten of Pentacles. And it's a situation in which, everything is very incredibly stable. So you have financial abundance, you have an emotional base, you have a very strong family structure. So for those of you who are in long-term established relationships, I feel that, everything is built up, and at this point you feel that you don't need to put in the work anymore. I would advise you against that, just because, naturally you have to reinvigorate the relationship every now and then, and you also have to bring in elements of newness and passion into existing relationships. So don't take it for granted, okay? For those who are single, the same thing applies. If you're just casually dating and you're happy with that, because, you're more interested in your home base, and you're just like, you're happy being on your own, and you feel that everything in your life is going well, so you're just casually dating, that's fine. But again, be honest with your potential partners. That way they know what they're getting themselves into, and that way if they are looking for a serious long-term relationship, they know that they can't expect that from you. So honesty is best. In terms of what's coming in, I do have the Hermit card here. He is shown up in the reverse position. So this is a situation where this deals with introspection as well. So being able to be on your own, and also taking time off to reflect back on your past actions, on your past relationships, and on your life, okay? So the Hermit is also a very Virgoan energy. So for those of you who are single, I feel a Virgo person coming into your life. However, he or she is showing up in the reverse position. So I would say this person right now, emotionally, they might not be entirely stable emotionally, okay? So they might need to do some soul searching that they actually haven't taken out enough time to do for themselves. So getting into relationships with this person might be a little bit problematic. And then for those of you who are in coupled relationships, I just feel that, in the process of investing, heavily in your work and basically neglecting your foundation of your relationship and neglecting your relationship, it might be a little problematic. So you need to take the time, turn this guy around, and re-examine what you're doing here and re-examine the things that are important to you. So obviously you do want that stable home life, and you do want to, if you do want to work and rebuild that relationship, and to reintroduce romance and passion into your relationship, now is a good time for you to stop pursuing your career and take some time off for your partner. And if anything, it's just an important gesture to do every now and then, not only for Valentine's Day, but every day of the week. Just show the people in your life that you appreciate them. Okay, I think it's just the decent thing to do. All right, so just try to do that. Take some time off and invest into this relationship. All right, in terms of your aspirations, what you're hoping out of this situation, I do have the Eight of Swords in the reverse position, which is very good. The Eight of Swords is indicative of a situation where somebody is very guarded, is very cautious about trying new things, and also cautious about the people in their environment. So for those of you who are coupled, I just feel that, money worries and just, trying to pursue work might be a little detrimental to your relationship. I mean, it is in the reverse position. So at this point, you feel a little more carefree. So, which is a great thing to do. But this newfound this breakthrough, I would say, this breakthrough in which you actually feel comfortable, you feel like, you trust your spouse or your significant other or your partner in that relationship. That's great energy. But make sure there's an emotional connection as well, okay? And for those who are single, I just feel that, in the past, you've been really, really guarded about the people in your midst. And you're very cautious about relationships in general. And this is actually a good month for you to have that breakthrough, because it's actually coming in here pretty strongly that you're hoping to land that relationship where you can basically open up. But at the same time, emotional connections with others take a really long time. So if you're just casually dating, just know that whatever time you invest in the relationship, that's what you're going to get out. So, quality over quantity. So take the time off and invest your energy and invest your emotions in as few people as you can. That way you can have more meaningful, more lasting relationships, okay? In terms of your subconscious, this is an energy that is affecting this situation that you're not totally aware of. This is the Six of Cups, and it's a very playful, childlike energy. It can also be very karmic in that people from your past are the ones that know you really well and are the ones that can give you that emotional comfort that you need. So in this whole situation, okay, for those who are coupled up, you might want to regress to this time of like where everyone is carefree, where you're not bogged down by responsibility and work and trying to maintain this nice extravagant house, things like that. And then for those of you who are single, you really, really want that deep union with another person. You want like a very carefree but at the same time emotionally enriching relationship. And like I said, it's not going to come about if you just settle for casual dating. All right, so keep that in mind too, because I know deep down you are very loyal to family and you want to expand your base, and you really feel, safest with your family members. But make sure your family members don't impinge upon your rights by interfering in your current relationships. And those who are single, make sure it's the same way. Don't let your families, don't let their inputs, their opinions affect the people that you date, because at the end of the day, the people you date, you're stuck with them. Your family can come and go as they please, but then you're the one that has to deal with the people that you date. So make sure others' family inputs don't affect too much. Like, don't let your family members meddle too much in your love affair. I feel that it's yeah, that's just good advice in general. Too many inputs is never a good thing, okay? So in terms of advice from the universe regarding this whole situation, we do have the Four of Pentacles. It's in the reverse position. So the Four of Pentacles is a very stable energy, but in the reverse position, it is also an energy in which we are holding on way too tightly to the things around us, especially material things and things that bring us emotional comfort. So I feel, coupled with this Six of Cups energy, there might be people from the past that we're afraid to let go of, or there might be situations where we seek material comfort over emotional comfort. Okay, so it's important to balance the two, but at the same time it's very important this month to let all of that go and find something that is a little more emotionally enriching, and you do have that at your disposal with the Queen of Cups here in your external environment. So for those of you who are coupled up or in solid relationships or who are married, I feel that this is the month where it is essential that you take some time off for your partner, okay? And I feel that your partner is going to be a little more demanding of your commitment and of your energy. So I see that coming in, but in a loving way, not in a whiny kind of insecure way. So that's great energy. For those of you who are going out and dating again, there are actually very, very, very beautiful potential partners. They're really emotionally nurturing. They really care about you. They have a splendid heart, and they're very loving people. So you're going to encounter a lot of water types. And it's interesting because I was doing this reading for Cancer. Cancer, or water sign, is encountering a lot of fiery energy, whereas you are encountering a lot of water signs. So maybe you guys should pair up. But I just feel that the people in your external environment, the people that you will actually come into contact with, that you might even consider dating long term, they have a very, very loving heart. And I feel that, Leos too are extremely loyal, and you're good to everybody. And that actually shows, that's a very attractive quality. And the really loving water signs will really like that about you. So you're going to get a very positive reception, especially from water signs. Okay, so be aware of that. But also keep in mind that you are fire, they are water. So while opposites do attract, there are going to be some problems initially to work through. So just bear with it, okay? If you happen to meet a water sign this month, let me know as well. But they seem like a total keeper, because it's just very nice energy, okay? But depending on your compatibility, I just feel like, you have a good heart, they have a good heart, and everyone is completely honest here, okay? So in terms of your hopes and fears, okay, so this is an interesting card. This is traditionally, it's the Four of Wands. It's traditionally the marriage card. It is in the reverse position. So I feel that a lot of you Leos might be a little bit of a commitment phobe. For those who are single, you might be afraid of commitment because you are very, I guess you are very, in a way, kind of bound and kind of obligated to your nuclear family, your mom, your dad, your siblings. So that to you, that's your clan. That is your family. So it's very hard for you to think of family as any other thing that is, aside from your parents' home and your siblings. So it's really hard for you to establish your own family with new potential, partners, or anybody you're thinking about dating long term, and you want to like move house and establish that home base. So you're kind of hesitant about that. Even for those in long term commitments, you do want that family ties. You want your family to be expanded rather than sectioning off the person you're dating and then transposing them into a different household. So in terms of that, there might be a little bit of a commitment problem. And then for those who are single and casually dating, I think you're kind of afraid of taking things to the next level too. Um, and then there are situations in which, you're also afraid of like divorces and things like that. And so I'm just going to go out on a limb here and say that for most of you, you've been working really hard to build up your financial base. I mean, up to this point, you're very, very, financially stable. So you have a lot going for yourself. Therefore, entering that committed relationship or having, marriage and things like that, it's a little anxiety inducing because you're afraid, like, you're thinking long term at this point, and you're thinking, what if we get divorced? The assets will be divided, and I will only have half of what I have now. So, while it's important to think long term, and divorces do happen frequently, it is also, if you're with the right person, making this leap should not be a huge problem, okay? So really think about that. So just really ask yourself if you're even with the right person to begin with, because I just see like a little bit of anxiety here regarding, commitment, all right? As for your outcome, I have a really nice card. It's the Knight of Swords. So for those of you who are committed, okay, the Knight of Swords is a very swift energy. He's very honest as well, but his honesty can be a little jarring sometimes. So in a committed relationship, I feel that you and your partner might actually bicker over differences in opinions and differences in lifestyle, and you might bicker about how to move forward if you want to commit to this person, or if you want to keep the status quo. So I feel that there's going to be a little bit of a dispute regarding that, okay? And with this 3 energy coming in pretty strongly, there's another element. I'm not saying anybody is like unfaithful or anything, but I feel like too many people are meddling in your relationship, and I feel that it's mainly family. Just too many people who have no business in your relationship are basically in your business. So there might be disputes regarding that. It's nothing serious, so I wouldn't, it's not serious, so don't worry too much about it, but it can get annoying. For those who are single and looking, there is a prominent air sign in your midst that is coming in sometime around this month. And Knight of Swords are air signs indicative of Aquarius, Gemini, and Libras. And this is a very fast, unexpected, and a very welcoming energy. Fire and air mixes very well, so this is a very compatible energy as well. You will be very you will be energized by this person's intellect because they're very worldly, very well traveled. They've been everywhere, and it's just a very fun, lighthearted relationship as well if you're looking for casual dating, okay? So overall, a very great, great looking month. I do see that, there's going to be a lot of emotional support from your family, but just make sure that you draw boundaries with them. And don't let them interfere in the relationship with your spouse or your partner, okay? So keep that in mind. I hope you have a splendid Valentine's Day. Please like, share, subscribe, and let me know how this plays out for you as well, okay? So I'll see you again next week for the weekly tarot reading. So thanks for watching.